we're going to answer the question, what have you learned from your audience feedback? And we gained audience feedback from a showcase that we put on for our music video, and it was an indie music video. And so it's quite an interesting one to see audience feedback on, because it's not something that is viewed or watched or listened to on a mass scale. But it was interesting to see the audience feedback, because the genre isn't so dominated by a large scale, but quite a niche market. So it's interesting to see the different age groups and genders and people who didn't listen to indie music but still gave positive feedback.
What I found is that, following on those lines, a lot of the feedback forms actually stated that they liked R&B. So we found it interesting that these people liked our video, and from the 18 responses that I marked, 14 people left a mark out of 10, and of these we kind of averaged 8 and 9. And from the other members of the group who marked other forms, because obviously we had more than 18, we had quite a large response, but we separated them evenly so that we could get through them quicker. And the average was like 9. I guess like 3 of our members scored 9 and I got an 8. So
from all different age groups, from people who are 11 to like beyond 50 years old. So it is a very, very broad scale. A majority of them said that they really, really liked the video. Some said that they didn't understand it, but I think that was a very small majority. Out of about 50 plus surveys we had, only about 3 said that they didn't understand it.
We showed it to also a class of year 8s and year 7s, and we found that the younger they are, they didn't really understand the concept. But from our showcase evening, we didn't get a single person that said they didn't really understand it. I think it was just because these kids were in year 7, maybe they didn't understand the themes of like the kidnapping scenes and stuff, which is understandable, but yeah, we did find that there was a trend with the younger children compared to the people at the showcase evening.
Yeah. What other things we find in the survey?
Well, I think we actually found ourselves that we wasn't going to go along the performance-based shots in the beginning, in the initial idea basis, and we wasn't going to, on our storyboard we didn't state that we was going to do much performance-based. We was more going to go down the lines of a narrative.
Yeah, we actually thought it was going to be solely
during
narrative.
The process though, we decided that narrative maybe would be quite interesting to add more of them shots in, and people really found this they liked this more, that there was loads of narrative. Loads of performance-based shots.
Yeah, it was advised to us to add a bit of performance elements into the music video, and I personally thought that it made it look a lot more professional anyway, because I can't remember a music video that is solely narrative. I think the only one I can think of is Link Before the Lights Come On by Arctic Monkeys, and even that had a cameo from one of the band members anyway. So we wanted to add a little bit of that element to seem more professional, and to give a bit more back into the artist and the music label and the song and album that we've created. So it does make it feel a lot more real and not just a piece of coursework a couple of people have done.
All I can say or add is that from the draft that we showed out the audience on the showcase evening, because it was a draft, it wasn't our final one, we actually rectified quite a lot of problems that we had. Like, take for instance, there was a final scene where there was a dog walking across, and we edited that out. So we feel that we took on the comments and changed the video around, and we think this is much better now. And we're glad we got the comments, even if some of them were negative. We're really just happy that they've told us that, and we could rectify that.
Yeah, I think we treasured the negative comments a little bit more than the positive ones. We're so glad that so many people loved the music video, because there's so much hard work and a lot of time and effort into it. But also getting negative feedback is always a great thing, because then you can improve on it, and you can only get better from that, really. So some of the negative feedback we weren't able to take on board, we weren't able to change, because some people said that they didn't like how our main character, the boy, changed his hair cut, which obviously we have no control over. We didn't want him to do that. We tried to find a way around it, but we didn't want to reshoot the scene where they were in the park and he
went so well.
But like, it was just so perfect.
We don't have control over him, and to be fair, like, it's a bit obvious that it's the same guy, and he's got the same clothing on. He's the same person, clearly. but just the haircut's a little bit different.
And some people said that they didn't like the way it started with the ending because it showed that because they already know how it's going to end by the end. But that's actually something that we wanted to do. Initially our plan was to start it with the end, even from our earliest storyboard from half a year ago. That was our intention. So unfortunately that was just one person out of about 50 people that didn't like it, but
and that's just their individual opinion. If they don't like that type of I don't know, the play on the actual video, if they don't like that kind of style, then that's just them and you can't help that. But I say 1 out of 50 is pretty good. We've got good responses. So I think that's about it, yeah?